good day, or morning, or evening. I have no clue when you're going to be watching this, so I can't really be sure what time it is, and that you expect me to really disappoints me. But so I'm Mark Henry, or Danny Marks, whoever, Daniel Marks. I don't even know who I am anymore at this point. I can't figure it out. And I write books that are usually offensive or not. The young adult books are not. Anyway, you kind of know me. I don't even know why you would be looking at the vlog post, if you didn't know who I was. But I got to thinking about some things over the weekend and wanted to vlog about it. And vlogging so much quicker because I really don't have time to do a lot of shit at this point because I'm way behind on what I need to get done. And but I wanted to talk about reading because that was a big thing for me. And I think that I've been in a rut writing-wise for, I want to say, about 2 months. I've been trying to get a proposal done. And I think the reason that it's really slowed me down is that my ideas have been stunted by the fact that I haven't been reading a whole lot. And that it turns out that that's true because I started reading again. And things have been clicking for me. And one of the biggest pieces about this too, it's not just that I'm reading again, it's that I've been doing a lot less internet surfing and things like that, and tweeting and things like that. I've tried to avoid it, particularly for large chunks of the morning afternoon period. I still tweet quite a lot, and if you want to follow me, I'm Mark_Henry. But what I'm reading, though, I want to talk about what I'm reading, and then I'll talk about what the other types of reading, because there's kind of levels of reading that I have to do. And just to show you, here's the TBR pile. Those, well, actually some of those I've read. I've read those Harry Potter books, that Clive Barker book. Let's see, going up here, I think I read The Ruins. Look at those from a library book sale. They just look, or maybe I swiped them. You don't know. And some of those up there I've read. Let's see. But here's more of the TBR pile, just so you know. So if you send me a book, here's the thing you're going into. By the way, these are double stacked, so there's rows behind those too. And down through there, and all of them, and over there, there's, oh, another shelf. And that's not to mention, I hope you didn't get sick from that. That's not to mention the 2 other bookcases in the house that need to get shit done. Ah, crap. All right. So anyway, my iTunes tried to come on because of my iPod's all plugged in and shit. Anyway, so what am I reading? What am I reading? I am reading, let's see. Here's one. You're not expecting it. It's Coffee, Tea, or Me. The Uninhibited Memoirs of 2 Airline Stewardesses by Trudy Baker and Rachel Jones. Yeah, this was written, I believe, in the 60s. And it's helping me to get a feel for, it's research, believe it or not. It's helping me to get a feel for sort of the language of that time, and more so the cutesy, like, stewardesses language of the time, because I've got a, the proposal I'm writing has a big 60s component. There's a large subset of the characters in the which is set current times, but all of them are stuck in the 60s. But not hipster 60s, or hippie 60s. It's all very much business class, stewardesses, things like that, politicians. So I'm reading that one, and that's really fun to read. I also got this for my birthday, and I have no idea. I can't remember who gave it to me. It's got to be like Mark Teppo or Lauren Dane or somebody. I don't know, but I'm so sorry. Please, you know what? What I love for people to do is if you give me books for any reason, and do give me books. Obviously I like having them around. Write an inscription or something so that I know who gave it to me. Or leave it in the comments. But this one is You're a Horrible Person, But I Like You. It's like really bad advice from Sarah Silverman and Zach Galifianakis and stuff like that, which is pretty hilarious. I started reading graphic novels for a very specific reason that I can't go into right now. And one of them that I've started reading, of course, is The Walking Dead. And I have ulterior motives. when is it, November, October, the series on AMC comes out, and with Mad Men and Breaking Bad being as awesome as they are, I can only imagine what they're going to do to Walking Dead. And this is a really great graphic novel series. I read Scott Pilgrim too, which I'm really excited about the movie coming out. I am reading Chuck Palahniuk's, it's dead, it's very sad, Lullaby. And I just got into it, so I can't really say whether I'm liking it or not. I don't really know at this point. I'm sure I'm going to like it. People love this book by him. And it's one of those books that is like life-changing, apparently, in terms of irreverent comedy. So we'll see. We'll see how I do with it. I've not been a fan of the new stuff. I tried to listen to Tell All on audiobook, which is the new one, and Tell All, and couldn't get. I got in maybe 50 pages into that audio, or 50 minutes in, as the case may be. What I'm excited about, though, is The Case of the Missing Servant, and I've been kind of devouring this. And for me, devouring is like a slow Sunday brunch, because it takes me forever to read a book, because I read so many books at the same time. So I end up getting like pages here and there and all that. But it's by Tarquin Hall, and it's the start of a new series. And Vish Puri, India's most private investigator, is sort of India's, or Jaipur's, or Delhi's, or Bombay, Mumbai, whatever, their answer to Hercule Poirot. And he's just sort of this fun, quirky guy, and it has lots of social commentary about modern-day India and call centers and food and just how the whole society works. That is really reminiscent of the Alexander McCall Smith's #1 Ladies Detective Agency. And I love that series. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. So audiobooks. I always have an audiobook in play now. And this time it's The Passage by Justin Cronin. So it's going to be in play for a while, because that's a long, really long book. And I'm loving it. And then, let's see, on the iPod I'm reading, and mostly I read that at the gym, because it's just easier to let the reader scroll. Bloodshot, Sherry Priest, I'm actually reading that for a blurb, and it's definitely awesome, about a vampire and a vampire thief. It's really fun stuff. And then I've got another one, in case people wanted to know what it looks like when people say that they're getting books to blurb. If it's not a e-copy, then it looks something like this. So it's all loose and it's not bound. And, well, sometimes it is, but I won't tell you what that one is, because I don't know if I haven't opened it, so I can't tell if I'm going to like it or not. And then I just will pretend I didn't read it, which is odd, right? That doesn't even sound right, but. You know, what's the point of sending a blurb back to an editor or an author when you don't like what they've sent you? You know, it's just like, you know, my mom always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Which, you know, I've kind of perverted to my means, where if you don't have anything nice to say, you know, put it on Twitter. But anyway, but the reading piece, I mean, it's really, I think, been very helpful for me to get back into the reading, because it's sort of triggered the creativity. And it's something that we talked about in my writing group, and we have been talking about it off and on for a couple of years now, is that the reading itself, I mean, it's one thing to be reading just the same kind of book over and over again. I mean, if you're reading the same premise, and I'm not picking on any genre specifically, but if you're reading the same thing over and over again, you're never going to, your writing is never going to surpass that. It's just like, that's what you feel, you know, garbage in, garbage out. That's kind of, I totally believe in that. So I try to fit in some literary stuff with whatever I'm going, just because I like the cadence of it, the sentence constructions, just the feel of the words. That you know when it's spoken aloud, and I do read everything aloud that I write, just to try to make sure that it flows. But I mean, that's just a really big thing for me. It's really important, and I think reading helps me to remember that, because it's easy to forget it and just write, just do the tell. Anyway, that's what I'm reading. What are you reading?